Hi everyone, I chose the ACA Code of Ethics because I think I should be most familiar with this Code of Ethics since I want to pursue a career in rehabilitation counseling, school counseling, or work in a clinic. The ACA Code of Ethics describes that the primary purpose of assessments is to gather information about the client, including treatment planning, client decision making, and forensic proceedings. It was surprising that the ACA Code of Ethics only has 3 codes regarding competence to use and interpret assessments. The ACA Code of Ethics mentions that counselors should only use assessments if they have been trained and are competent, if they are responsible for the appropriate use of the assessment, and that counselors must understand psychometrics to be responsible for the decisions made based on the assessment results. I thought that there would be more codes regarding the competence to use and assess instruments, but they only listed 3 short and compact codes. This just makes me think that it is not a big deal like our book describes it to be. I think this is surprising because most of the codes on this Code of Ethics are very short and use broad terms which could be viewed as insignificant since their descriptions are not detailed. Another code that is surprisingly broad is E4, which states that counselors should only release assessment data to qualified personnel. It does not give any specifics about who these qualified personnel might include. Therefore, you would have to review other codes of ethics or do some research to determine who is qualified to view personal assessment data of the client. If the ACA Code of Ethics would be more detailed in their codes, I believe it would be clearer for counselors in training or new counselors to understand the severity of breaking these codes. I also believe that if a counselor breaks a code, then they could mention that the ACA Code of Ethics uses broad terms that could be misconstrued. Another surprise in the ACA Code of Ethics was the code E5C, which states that counselors should recognize historical and social prejudices in the misdiagnosis of certain groups and should strive to become aware of and address their own biases that could affect misdiagnosis. I'm very glad that they addressed this because we did not talk much about assessments on individuals who have been misdiagnosed and how that can affect them. I would hope that the assessment would show some information on there being a misdiagnosis, but there is possibility that it may not. Therefore, it is our responsibility as professionals to acknowledge our own biases and address any issue that could lead to a misdiagnosis and affect assessments and interventions. Matthew 7:1 says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you."